strong in defending them. You know, if you got somebody from the pool who just thought, oh, this guy's guilty here, why don't you just take a plea? And you could have got, you know, and you hear of cases where people got off, where they fought it, and they did get off, and if they'd taken a plea, they would have served a lot of time in jail. You have to have some sympathy for somebody who does a great thing like that. You know, as much as the public might, as your dad once told me, the public is afraid of crime. They're deathly afraid of crime, and they will support the police almost in every circumstance and situation. And it was just wonderful of him, in my opinion. I guess it's my opinion, just rambling out my opinion, but it was just wonderful for him to fight for what is behind all those cases, those unpopular cases, the right of somebody to defend themselves. You know, if we don't have that right, I mean, the Constitution is just a piece of paper. The President of the United States, without the Constitution, without the laws and justice defending his right over the military, is just a high-priced, just a low-budget guy in a high-priced real estate. You know, he could be pushed out by the military anytime. But I wanted to know what message you wanted people to feel. You know, what message did you want people to be left with by this film? What is there a message behind it? What is that message if you do have that?
Well, I don't think either one of us want this film to just be, you know, a walk through history. We want it to be vibrant and current. We want people to come away from it feeling like they can take action in their own lives. You know, we want these stories of the past to inform people's, you know, sense of their current, you know, political reality.
Sure.
So we really want to motivate people to take responsibility for their own lives and for the lives of people in their community.
And we're not trying to justify all of our father's choices. You know, Emily and I had issue with some of his choices. It's not about bringing everyone over to his side and getting them to agree with him 100% of the time. It's about what it means to stand up with courage for what you believe is to be an injustice, even if no one agrees with you.
Now, when you first started the film, what was your idea, and how did that change at the end of the film? Because it seems that you started with one idea, ended with another idea of what the film should be about. And what kind of changes went through your heads as you were making the
That's
movie?
what the film seems like?
It seems, no, it's from my discussions. I don't think that's not what the film seems like, but it seems like that, you know, you might have started with one point of view and ended up with another.
I think making any documentary, you start with one point of view and then you end up, you know, through a series of blessings and accidents, end up with the final film. Sarah and I went into this film not really feeling like it was going to be a personal film told from our perspective, thinking that, you know, delusionally thinking that we could make a straightforward biopic, you know, just wanting to get that story out there. And we realized early on that we weren't the right people to make that we could never make that film. No one was ever going to talk to us as if we were anything other than his daughters. And we realized that was a strength, that was a way to invite a younger generation, people our age and people younger than us, to be interested in the story, and also in the, you know, just that the parent-child dynamic and how universal it is, and how that's just a great way in. So it became that.
And how did that develop over time as you made the film and talked to people and pulled film together? How did your view of your own dad develop?
Well, we start out the film with a sense that I think a lot of children have of their parents, which is this kind of this search for consistency, this desire for your parent to be, you know, 100% consistent, to do exactly what they say, and that's a really big deal for kids. That kind of, you know, kids have a moral certainty that adults lack.
Sure.
And you know, as Emily and I have grown older, and you know, we've realized that life is more complicated than that choices, you know, that choices are more complex, and that choices can be gray. And I think that's part of the, you know, the conclusion of the film, or the arc of our story that the film takes.
Now let me go back to the David and Goliath motive, because whenever you showed the photographs, the pictures of David, Michelangelo's David, you superimposed a animation sequence over that. Why did you choose the animation? Who was behind that? Who was the animator?
Well, in film school, I focused on animation and on documentary, so I've always had a love for animation. And my advanced animation professor, Emily Hubley, you know, we told her about the product early on, and she was excited about it. And we knew in the beginning that that was a story we couldn't tell just by pivoting a plaster replica of David. We needed something more dynamic. We needed something that would take people into this world of fantasy. Yeah. And we thought that would be a great framing device for the film.
Right. And you know, while we have a few minutes left, where can people see the movie? We have to touch on that, and how can they find out more about the movie? Where can they go to find out more?
Well, right now the film is playing at Cinema Village in New York at 22 East 12th Street, and it actually just got an extended run. Right now it'll be there through December 3rd, and if people keep coming, the run will keep on going. So it's all about the power of the people. And after that, it's going to be on PBS on the documentary series POV. It's also playing in about 15 other cities across the country, and it's all on our website, disturbingtheuniverse.com.
Disturbingtheuniverse.com. Okay,
and we're also over every weekend in New York, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're doing special events with that we're participating in, that we're bringing in other stars from the film to talk and engage with audiences.
Yeah, and tell me a little bit in the minutes we have left, the response that you've gotten from folks as you played at different events in different places.
It's been a really great experience for us. You know, it's once you put yourself out there as a public person in this respect, people find you. We have all of these people who knew our family, knew our father, coming forward and telling us stories. We're continuing to collect them, and it's been wherever we've been, it's been a positive response.
Do you have more films in the can? Are you thinking any ideas for making more films together?
We're definitely going to make more films together. You know, we're working very hard to get this one out, and we're going to do a big educational campaign with it in the spring. But we do have other plans for the future that hopefully we'll get to soon. Right,
great. Now, now let me end with this question, or let's spend the next couple of minutes. I want to sort of was William Kunstler. I want to explore the idea. Was William Kunstler a hero? Was somebody we should hold up as a heroic figure in American history?
I think to Emily and I as children, he was definitely a hero. He was our hero. You know, it's interesting because we started this film, or as children looked at him and he was David to us. When he told us the story of David Goliath, we saw him as David. But in making this film, what we realized is that his clients were the Davids. It was the people who were taking the real risks that were the heroes. So, you know, I mean, we love our dad, but we think our dad is a human being who...
And that there are no real heroes, that we're all capable of heroic acts. You know, I mean, there's that quote that I'm going to butcher, but basically the essence of it is pity the nation that needs heroes. You know, we should all be our own heroes. We shouldn't wait for someone to come and solve our problems. We should all have the courage to take action.
Right. What do you think was your dad's greatest case? What was his what in his eyes do you think was his greatest case, and what in your eyes do you think was his greatest case?
You know, and he would talk about, you know, the integration cases that he did in the South. Those were the ones that he was most proud
Early
of.
On.
Yeah, he loved those. You know, but he also loved Chicago. You know,
the
it
Chicago
really
7,
the Chicago
Chicago 8,
Chicago 8 trial. Yeah, no, that completely changed the way that he looked at the courtroom and how to use a courtroom. I don't know, Sarah, what's your favorite case?
I think that one of his, speaking of the cases you were talking about, one of his most disappointing cases was a desegregation case about a pool that he lost. And you know, I think that that pool stayed segregated for years afterwards.
Oh, I see.
But I don't know what my favorite case is. It's hard to think about it in terms of favorites. And I mean, I guess Paul Rudd is one of our new favorites. Paul Rudd and his wife Oriel are a couple in upstate New York in Westchester, and our father helped them win their apartment in an all-white housing complex.
Right. Very interesting. We only have a half a minute. Again, folks can see the movie where?
At Cinema Village in New York.
Okay.
At least through December 3rd and hopefully longer.
All right, great. And they can go to
disturbingtheuniverse.com.
Disturbingtheuniverse.com. Yeah. Thank you, Emily and Sarah Kunstler, for joining us on Let Them Talk. And I hope to have you on again, talk more about your dad. It's great work, and he's a great hero of mine. So whoever he's a hero to, he's definitely a hero to me.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us.